Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon, so should you. Enjoy your treat!
Hey, what's up? It's Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing you a video about Resident Evil 4 Remake. So, Resident Evil is a series that I don't normally cover on this channel, but I'm starting to want to because I've been playing through Resident Evil 4 Remake. About chapter 10, so I haven't beat it yet. But I'm working my way through, and it's not my first Resident Evil. I've actually played since Resident Evil 1. I've played all of them and owned all of them, including Code Veronica, including all the side games that I still have on PS3. But Resident Evil 5 being my favorite, which I know is probably controversial, but might be because of nostalgia and then also because of co-op, so that might be a big thing. But I am loving this game. So it had me thinking, I know we said that we were getting a Mercenaries mode from Capcom, which was slated to be April 7th, as you can see here for this bumper and this marker. But I wanted to know who's going to be in Mercenaries mode, and the biggest question for me is is it going to be co-op or not? So stay tuned for this information, and thank you for joining me today. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the characters that are going to be in Resident Evil 4 Remake Mercenaries, or the Mercenaries. So this actually comes from a leak by way of a Discord server, the Resident Evil Discord server. So we're going to cover the tweet that covers that right now, and we're going to talk about the characters that appear in it, and then we're going to cover an article talking about it. So let's just get right into the video, and thank you again for joining me. So this comes of Resident Evil Central on Twitter, and the information contained within the tweet says, thanks to Gosetsu from the Resident Evil Wiki Discord, we now have the characters / costumes for the upcoming Mercenaries DLC coming April 7th. What do you think? And then we have the characters here. So I'm going to show you the characters on screen as we're actually talking about them. If you know anything about them, by the way, this is about a week old. I didn't want to jump on this right away just because of the fact that I didn't know if anyone played through the game or wanted spoilers. So the game is about 6 or 7 days old, this actual information from this leak. So if you've already seen this, then thanks for watching anyway. But we got Ada Wong, which was like the one that I was pretty much expecting and hoping to see the most. Also in the game's files are her side story for DLC, so we'll see if that comes. But I mean, it's in the game's files, so I don't see it not coming unless they scrap the plans altogether based on sales. But the game seems to be selling pretty well. And then we have Classic Ada Wong, which is her in like a Chinese like kipao, like her red dress kind of thing. This one looks to be a little bit more fancy than the other ones, but I'm digging it. It's a sleeveless kipao. Then we have Albert Wesker, which looks like the Stars version of Albert Wesker or something. It's just him with a vest and a long shirt and like a gun holster. It's not his like classic black trench coat kind of thing, but it's Albert Wesker nonetheless, so I don't know why people would not want that. And then we have Gangster Leon, which is an unlockable costume for beating the game on standard difficulty. So that is one of the costumes for Leon. Then we also have Leon Kennedy with his jacket, which is great to see. Classic Leon, who doesn't want that. And then we have Hunk, which is a fan favorite, but also something that's pretty interesting to see here. But yeah, so we got Hunk. So if you're a Hunk fan, then I guess you could be playing as him. Then we have Luis. I know a lot of people like the character, so you get to play as him in Mercenaries now. And then finally we have Krauser. Now, I don't know if these characters are actually going to come with a standard weapon set like they usually do in the Mercenaries. Usually, like when you unlock characters, even if you unlock like a different costume for that person in Mercenaries, they come with a separate loadout. So I don't know what the loadouts are going to be. There's no information on that yet, but that's where that lies. So now let's go over this Insider Gaming article that's dated from March 28th that will go into this actual leak, and to me gives it some validity. I mean, this stuff's coming from the game's code, so I don't see it not having being valid, and the mode's coming out in a few days as from today. Today's like April 2nd, or April 3rd, I believe. So it's coming out in like 4 days, so that'll be like this Thursday or Friday. But with that being said, let's read the article. This is from Grant Taylor Hill. And it says, RE4 Remake Mercenaries characters and outfits leaked. On Twitter, a leak was posted that allegedly reveals the skins of RE characters for the upcoming RE4 Remake Mercenaries DLC, which is due to drop on April 7th. The leak that uncovered this content came from a data miner who also broke the news regarding references to the Separate Ways DLC existing. And that's going into what I was saying before, how like Ada's DLC is in the game's code. So whether or not they actually use that for DLC, which I can't see them not using it, let's just hope it's a little bit different from the last one. They did make some changes to the core gameplay of 4, so hopefully we get the same treatment with Ada and her separate story. Since the content has been shared online, fresh excitement has been ignited, confirming a slew of new characters to make an appearance in RE4 Remake Mercenaries mode. This age-old fan favorite mode is set to perfectly expand a game that millions of people are already overwhelmingly impressed by. What a lineup. The leaks that have revealed the characters for the RE4 Remake Mercenaries DLC have also revealed that a star-studded lineup like no other. It's nothing if not an uber-iconic collection of characters that players will be pleased to see either making an appearance in Mercenaries or coming over from the main game with all-new outfit or two. From Ada Wong in her trademarked red dress to Luis showing up ready to slay, there's... It's such a stupid, cringy way to say that, but anyway. There's a fine assortment of models making their way into Mercenaries when it drops on April 7th. Even Hunk is making an appearance alongside other iconic characters like Albert, Giga Chad, Wesker, and Krauser. Dude, the person who wrote this article, can you not, like, please, can you just, like, stick to writing and not, like, try to, like, throw all this stuff in there? I'm expecting, like, them to be like, yo, it's lit, in, like, the next sentence. It was also highlighted that in some shots, all new outfits appear to give characters fresh loadouts weapon-wise. At some point, players are expecting to gain access to the Separate Ways DLC, which was last seen on PlayStation 2 and serves as an expansion of Ada Wong's own story in Resident Evil 4. This is yet to be confirmed by Capcom in an official capacity, but the data miners that have been putting in some fantastic and accurate efforts throughout the lifecycle RE4 Remake. So, obviously, that just confirms and reinforces everything we're talking about. Now let's get into co-op, which is the thing that I want to talk about the most. The original Mercenaries on PS2 didn't have co-op, nor couch, nor online, even though there was a capacity for online because of the expansion bay that you could put on the PlayStation 2 with the Ethernet. But we did get co-op in games like Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. Now those games had co-op baked into their core, so it might have been easier to make the Mercenaries mode and incorporate co-op. But even if there's no split screen couch and we're able to do this online, like, I hope that there's co-op. I'm still holding out hope. I highly doubt that there's co-op, but this would just make the experience a lot more enjoyable for me. Just because my brother lives in another state and he's a huge Resident Evil fanatic also, and like one of my closest friends, who's a game dev, he also lives in another state, so it'd be a great way for us to actually play the game together instead of what we do now, which is just like play the game at the same time and chat about it over PSN. So hopefully we have a way of doing that. Now again, I'm not going to be like completely devastated if there's no co-op in this, and I'm leaning towards the fact that there's not going to be co-op available. It's just that would be a nice additional treat. But again, I don't know if they'd have to like rebuild from the ground up to fit co-op in there. But then again, this could also be a reason why they didn't put it in the base game at launch. Or they probably could have wanted us to have a chance to get through the game and do some bug testing and stuff just to release it on April 7th. So I don't know what the true story is there. I can't give you any information that I don't have, obviously, but it's my desire that it's going to be co-op. But whether it is or not is yet to be seen. So with that being said, guys, that's all the information I have for you in today's video, and I hope you liked it. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. All that good stuff. I know you're not children, so you don't have to say that every time. But if this is your first time on the channel, welcome, and check out some of my other videos. I've been doing this for like 6 years, so there's a ton of videos on there. So ignore my subscriber count and check out the stuff that I got. Any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below, guys, or we can continue the conversation on my Discord, of which a link to that is in my description box. And as I always say, guys, I love it, thank you,
and thank you.